This week, Broome Police faced an injunction over alleged assault video.
Animal welfare advocates demanded an end to live animal exports.
Fremantle Council set to be amalgamating with neighbour Melville.
And hundreds and thousands of Hong Kong citizens took to the street to rally against the government.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. The Supreme Court and the Commissioner of the CCC together ruled that the confronting footage of the Broome Police assault incident should be shown to the public. The incident occurred in March and April this year when a police officer allegedly assaulted 2 prisoners during separate arrests. However, the defendant's lawyer applied for an injunction preventing the media from showing it to the public. Despite this, Police Minister Lisa Harvey doesn't believe that the community's confidence towards the police will be affected.
The footage was concerning. Police acted very quickly with respect to discipline measures against that particular officer.
The 31-year-old policeman involved in both incidents has resigned from the force and cannot be identified due to legal reasons.
Animal advocates protest in Fremantle today, urging the Prime Minister Kelvin to end live animal export in Australia. An 80-year-old woman has driven around Australia collecting signatures and signed letters to express concerns to the PM.
Today, protesters converged on Fremantle's D-Docks to condemn live animal export and also announce the first candidate for the Animal Justice Party. The protest, which responds to the lack of attention to the live export bill in Parliament, involves speakers from as far and wide as Northern Australia and built on growing support against live export in Australia. Local activist Katrina Love has been named first on the Animal Justice Party's ticket for this September's election and pledged to support Greens members in the lower and upper house in their efforts for more humane farming. The Greens' Lynn McLaren was also in attendance, signifying the wide reach that this issue has achieved through consistent activist support. Christian Dwyer, WAMN News.
The recent hot topics of the mergers between local councils in Perth has created more surprises than ever before. The most outrageous of the recent reports suggested that City of Fremantle will be gone within 18 months and amalgamated with the City of Melville. This week I've interviewed Fremantle Mayor Dr. Brad Pettit for his comments regarding this matter. Brad Pettit, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Do you felt sad that Fremantle might be gone?
Look, I think there is some real dangers for us. There's no doubt that Fremantle has, in fact, as one of the oldest areas of Perth and long time as Perth's second city, the danger that we would be merged with councils in a way that I think doesn't enhance Fremantle as a primary activity centre is a real concern to us.
And a lot of people say Melville should have been eaten up and instead now it goes the opposite. Does it surprise you?
Look, I think there is obviously, we are a bit surprised. We probably expected and would have preferred some rearranging of boundaries along common and obvious areas, like for example taking a major road like Stock Road or something along those lines, where we realign our boundaries, increasing the size of Fremantle and taking in parts of Melville. But the idea that we would just join up with the whole of Melville is not ideal. Is there anything that you disagree with the Robson report so far? Look, I think the Robson report has some good recommendations. I do think that some of its boundaries and its proposed maps, I think, are not well defined around centres in the way they should be, and I think that that we should actually be not looking at just gluing together existing councils, but instead actually creating the new boundaries for the next 50 years, which is around major roads, rail and natural features. Do you agree that it's too much city council in Perth? I look, there are too many. 30 councils in a small-ish city like Perth, I think is too many, and reducing the number of those is sensible. Are you still confident that Fremantle can stay alive when it comes to the City Council itself? We will certainly be fighting very hard that if there are any amalgamations, that the centre and the head office of those areas actually remains in Fremantle. What we don't want to do is having what you might term the Canberra solution, which is where you, as a compromise, drop your head offices in somewhere in the middle of nowhere, because that will keep both parties happy. Brad Pettit, thanks for your time. Thank you. There have been almost 100,000 hits on the WA Police online public sex offender register since it went online early this year.
And in recognition of this achievement, the website has been applauded for its efforts with an award from the state government. Senior journalist Choi has more.
WA Police Minister Lisa Harvey faced the press on Wednesday, saying as a result of the popular website, 10 missing offenders who were in breach of their conditions were reported to the police.
We've had nearly 100,000 hits to this website since it came live about 9 months ago.
The website is separated into 3 sections. Tier 1 is the names and photographs of the missing offenders. Tier 2 allows residents to do a locality search of the reportable offenders in their area. Tier 3 allows the public to find out specific information about those who have unsupervised contact with their children. The website recently received the state government's Information Technology and Telecommunications Awards in the Services Domain Government category.
So it's been very good news. It was great news that police have received this award.
The website has been rolled out along with a GPS tracking device for dangerous sex offenders. Shibs, WAMN News.
The City of Perth has released its own planned vision for the CBD toward the next decade, with plans to provide better public transport, housing diversity, safety and security in the area. In wake of the proposed council amalgamations, Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi took the opportunity to also make comments regarding the changes.
Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi has launched Perth's new strategic community plan named Vision 2029+, which sets out the community's aspirations, objectives and vision for the city.
This is a joint vision that's been created through, good consultation, and it's enabled us to develop what we think is a very robust plan.
The plan's key focus is to create a world-class transport system, promoting housing diversity, improving safety and creating a strong nighttime economy.
We want to see a diversification in the nighttime economy, not to be so totally focused on food and beverage services.
The complete plan of the future of our capital city can be found online at www.cityofperth.wa.gov.au. Christian Landels, WAMN News.
The police are currently seeking information regarding a 31-year-old man whom they are looking for assistance with inquiries relating to a series of burglaries and fire theft offences in Brookton and Surbiton areas. Martin Wilson has more.
Criminal team in the Peel district is in search of a Caucasian male for a number of crimes including burglary and firearm offences in the Serpentine and Brookton areas. The suspect, Mr. Anthony Billick, is in his mid-30s, described as being fair-skinned, 200 centimetres tall with medium build, short brown hair and blue eyes. He has been seen with a female accomplice driving a blue Holden Commodore with the registration number 1EGR738. Police say the wanted man has firearms and is considered highly dangerous. The public is urged not to approach him. Anyone with information is asked to call the police or call Crime Stoppers. Martin Wilson, WAMN News.
Overseas now, hundreds of thousands of demonstrators took to the streets in Hong Kong, showing their discontent towards the government on various issues, particularly the sensitive topic of universal suffrage. The annual protest has overshadowed the celebrations of Hong Kong's return to China, which are held on the same day. Correspondent Charlie Choi reports.
The 1st of July should have been a day of joy as thousands of people celebrated the memorial of Hong Kong's return to China, but instead the streets were filled with unhappy citizens. Despite the tropical storm raging near Hong Kong that afternoon, the stormy weather cannot extinguish the citizens' demand for democracy. Protesters expressed their huge discontent with Hong Kong Chief Executive C.Y. Leung and urged the government to close the landfills in Tseung Kwan O. The rally lasted for 6 hours in the city, with the participants stretching from Causeway Bay to Central. The organizer claimed that there were 430,000 participants, while the police said that there were only 66,000 demonstrators during the peak time. Charlie Ju, WAMN News.
And that's how the world looks tonight. More news on our website.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Good night.